Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global News reports that Quebec-based firearms company Cadex Defense has confirmed its rifles were fraudulently diverted to Russia. An internal investigation by Cadex Defense found that the shipments occurred without the company's authorization or knowledge. Following this discovery, the company fully cooperated with relevant Canadian authorities, including the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, Cadex, and has since strengthened its verification mechanisms and due diligence procedures to mitigate risks within its international supply chain. This investigation was initiated after Global News revealed that Russian snipers were using Canadian-made Cadex rifles, which were also displayed at a Moscow gun show and sold in the Russian capital, despite sanctions prohibiting weapons exports to Russia due to President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. CSIS had previously briefed the company on Russia's efforts to illicitly procure military-industrial materials, including precision firearms, for its war against Ukraine. Governor General Mary Simon has approved the termination of appointment to the Order of Canada for two former honorees, Peter Dalglish and Jacques Lemar, following their convictions for serious wrongdoing. Peter Dalglish, recognized for his humanitarian work with Street Kids International, was sentenced to 16 years in a Nepal prison in 2019 for sexually assaulting two boys. Jacques Lemar, former CEO of Canadian engineering giant SNC-Lavalin until 2009, was stripped of his engineering license and fined $75,000 by L'Ordre des Ingénieurs du Québec for collusion and corruption, including payments to Saudi Gaddafi. This rare removal of honors coincides with Mary Simon's final ceremony as vice-regal before Louise Arbour takes office. Other notable figures stripped of the honor include media baron Conrad Black, musician Buffy Sainte-Marie, and theater mogul Garth Drabinsky, as reported by Radio-Canada International. The Canadian press reports that ArcelorMittal Mining Canada, a Quebec-based company, has been hit with a record $100 million fine for polluting fish-bearing waters. Between 2014 and 2022, the company released harmful substances, including nickel and zinc, from its Montrite and Fire Lake mining complexes in the Côte-Nord region. This penalty marks the harshest ever imposed under Canada's Fisheries Act. The company pleaded guilty to 100 counts, incurring a $1 million fine for each. The majority of this sum will be directed to the Federal Environmental Damages Fund. Additionally, ArcelorMittal Mining Canada must pay over $249,903 to Environment and Climate Change Canada to cover investigation expenses. Company CEO Mapi Mabwano acknowledged that most infractions occurred before 2019 and affirmed the company's commitment to improving environmental performance, citing investments in new water treatment infrastructure. Global News reports that the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, CFIA, has issued a notice to Canadian consumers regarding outbreaks of Pseudorabies, also known as Ojeski's disease, in commercial swine in the United States. While the disease does not sicken humans, it can be fatal to various animals including cattle, sheep, goats, dogs, cats, mink, foxes, raccoons, and rats, causing rabies-like signs and severe itching. The CFIA confirms that American shipments already certified will still be permitted to enter Canada. However, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, has suspended export certificates for specific pork products such as uncooked edible pork snouts, uncooked edible porcine blood, raw inedible porcine byproducts, with an exception for raw pig ears, and untreated inedible porcine blood products, as well as raw porcine manure. Other porcine commodities, like edible pork meat and raw pet food containing pork products, are deemed safe and will continue to be imported as usual. This outbreak in Iowa, originating from a Texas facility, is the first known U.S. case of pseudorabies in commercial swine since 2004. The University of Toronto announced it has rescinded the honorary Doctor of Laws degree awarded to singer Buffy Sainte-Marie 7 years ago in 2019. This decision, approved by the university's governing council on May 13th, follows an ongoing controversy surrounding Sainte-Marie's Indigenous heritage and a petition received last year to revoke the honor. The move comes after a 2023 CBC Fifth Estate investigation reported on a birth certificate indicating Sainte-Marie was born in Massachusetts in 1941 and cited U.S. family members who denied her Indigenous ancestry or adoption. The University of Toronto is the latest institution to take such action. Sainte-Marie also returned her Order of Canada medals in 2025, maintaining her adoption into a Cree family. This report is from City News Everywhere. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.